Good evening. My name is Carolyn Marcotte, and I am the very, very proud director of Regina High School's 2017 production of My Fair Lady. This production would not have been possible without the help of countless individuals. We had many parents helping with costumes, props, sets, and tonight we would like to specially acknowledge one special individual, Grandma Jean McCoy, for her wonderful, wonderful support and continued support of Regina Theater. So tonight we have with us David Capella-Gerhard and her grandson Nicholas Yell to present her with this wonderful bouquet. So without much ado, enjoy the show. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, Mother. I'll get a taxi right away. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's your son, is he? Well, if you'd done your duty by him as a mother should, you hadn't let him spoil a poor girl's flowers and then run away without paying now.
Go on about your business, my girl.
2 bunches of violets trod in the mud.
Taxi! Taxi!
I say, can't buy a flower for poor girl.
I'm sorry, I haven't any change.
I can change off a crown. Here, take this for tuppence.
I really haven't any... Oh, stop. Yeah, here's 3 halfpence, if that's any use to you.
Thank you, sir.
Better give him a flower for it. There's a bloke there behind the pillar taking down every blessed word you're saying.
I ain't done nothing wrong by speaking to the gentleman. I've a right to sell flowers if I keep off the curb. I'm a respectable girl, so help me, and I never spoke to him except to ask him to buy a flower off me.
What's the matter?
What's all the blooming noise? There's a tank taking it down.
Oh, sir, don't let him charge me. You don't know what it means to me. They'll take away my character and drive me on the streets for speaking to gentlemen.
There. Who's hurting you, you silly girl? What do you take me for?
On my Bible oath, I never said a word.
Shut up. Do I look like a policeman?
Then what did you take down my words for? How do I know you took me down right? Here, you just show me what you wrote about me. What's that? That ain't proper writing. I can't read that.
I can. I say, Captain, buy a flower for poor girl.
Oh, it's because I called him Captain, isn't it? Please, sir, don't let him lay a charge against me for a word like that. You...
Charge? I'm making no charge, really. Sir, if you are a detective, You need not protect me against molestation by young women until I ask you. Anybody can see the girl. Huh?
He ain't a tech. Look at his boots.
And how are your people down at Selsey?
How do you know why people come from Selsey?
Oh, never mind. They do. How did you come up to be so far east? You were born in Listen Grove.
Oh, what harm is there in my leaving Listen Grove? It wasn't fit for a pig to live in, and I had to pay 4 and 6 a week. Oh.
Live where you like, but stop that
Nah,
noise.
come, he can't touch you. You have a right to live where you please.
I'm a good girl, I am.
You know where I come from.
Hoxton.
Blimey, who told you I did it? You know everything you do.
Tell where he comes from if you want to go to fortune telling.
Cheltenham, Harrow, Cambridge, and India.
Quite right.
Ronnie and the taxis have been busy for you.
May I ask, sir, do you do this sort of thing for a living on the music halls, perhaps?
Well, I have thought of that. Perhaps I will someday.
Ain't no gentleman, he ain't to interfere with a poor girl.
But how do you do it, if I may ask?
Simple phonetics, the science of speech. That's my profession, also my hobby. Anyone can spot an Irishman or Yorkshireman by his brogue. I can place a man within 6 miles. I can place a man within 2 miles in London, sometimes within 2 streets.
Ought to be ashamed of himself, unmanly coward.
Yes, but is there a living in that?
Oh, yes, quite a fat one.
Let him mind his own business and leave a poor girl.
Woman, cease this detestable bullhooing instantly, or I'll seek the shelter of some other place of worship.
I've a right to be here if I like, same as you.
A woman who utters such depressing and disgusting noises has no right to be anywhere, no right to live. Remember that you are a human being with a soul and the divine gift of articulate speech. That your native language is the language of Shakespeare and Milton and the Bible. Don't sit there crooning like a bilious pigeon.
Ow! Oh.
Look at her, a prisoner of the gutters, condemned by every syllable she utters. By right she should be taken out and hung for the cold-blooded murder of the English tongue.
Oh.
This is what the British population calls an elementary education.
So I think you picked a poor example.
Did I? Hear them down in Soho Square, dropping H's everywhere, speaking English any way they like. You, so did you go to school? No one taught her take instead of tyke. Hear a Yorkshire man a worse, hear a Cornish man converse. I'd rather hear a choir singing flat. Chickens cackling in a barn, just like this one.
Gone.
Gone. I ask you, so what sort of word is that? It's ow and gone that keep her in her place. Not her wretched clothes and dirty face. Why can't the English teach their children how to speak? This third class distinction by now should be antique. If you spoke as she does her instead of the way you do, why you might be selling flowers.
No, I beg your pardon.
An Englishman's way of speaking absolutely classifies him. The moment he talks, he makes some other Englishmen despise him. One common language I'm afraid we'll never get. Oh, why can't the English? Why can't the English learn to speak? You see this creature with her curbstone English? English that will keep her in the gutter till the end of her days? Well, sir, in 6 months I could pass off as a duchess at an embassy ball. I could even get her place as a maid's assistant or a lady in a shop which requires better English.
Yeah, what's that you say?
Yes, you squashed cabbage leaf. You disgrace to the noble architecture of these columns. You incarnate insult to the English language. I could pass you off as the Queen of Sheba.
Yeah.
Taxi!
You don't believe that,
Taxi.
Puffin?
Well, anything is possible, I suppose. I myself am a student of Indian dialect.
Are you? Do you know Colonel Pickering, author of Spoken Sanskrit?
Yes, I'm Colonel Pickering. Who are you?
Henry Higgins, author of Higgins' Universal Alphabet.
I came from India to meet you.
I was going to India to meet you.
Higgins.
Pickering, where are you staying?
At the Carlton, of course.
No, you're not. You're staying at 27A Wimple Street. Come with me and we'll have a jar over supper.
Ah, right you are.
Buy a flower, kind sir. I'm sure for my lodging.
Liar! You said you could change half a crown.
Oh, you ought to be stuffed with nails, you ought. Here, take the whole blooming basket for 6pence.
Ah, the church. A reminder. Indian dialects have always fascinated me. I have records of over 50.
Oh, have you now? Did you know that there were over 200?
By George, it's worse than
Oh,
London.
my.
Do you know them all?
Stand up, ladies. We have a blooming heiress in our midst. Would you be looking for a good maid, Eliza?
You won't do.
It's rather dull in town. I think I'll take me to Perry. Oh, Mr. West, open up our castle in Capri. The doctor recommends a quiet summer by the sea.
drunk. Come on, Doolittle, on you go, on the double.
Thanks for your hospitality, George. Send the bill to Buckingham Palace.
Well, Alfie, I guess it's home we go.
Home? What are you up going for? Eliza should be along in a few minutes. She'll be good for half a crown for her father that loves her.
Loves her. That's a laugh. You ain't been here for months.
What's that got to do with it? What's half a crown after all I've given her?
Oh, when did you ever give her anything?
Anything? Oh, I gave her everything I did. I give her the greatest gift any man can give to another. Life. I introduced you to this here plant I did with all its wonders and marvels. This lovely world with the sun that shines and the moon that glows. Oh, if that ain't worth half a crown now and again, I'll take off my belt and give her what for.
You got a good art, Alfie. But if you want that apple crown from Eliza, you better have a good story to go with it.
Eliza, what a surprise.
Not a brass farthing.
Oh, now you look here, Eliza. You won't have the heart to send me home to your stepmother without a little bit of liquid protection now, would ya?
Oh, stepmother. Ha! Stepmother indeed! Ah!
Well, I'm willing to marry her, I is. I'm the one that suffers by it, Eliza. I'm a slave to that woman, just 'cause I ain't a lawful husband. Oh, come on, slip your dad up a crown to go home on.
Well, I had a bit of luck myself tonight. So here.
John! Big glorious beers!
What? Don't keep coming around counting on off crowns to me, you hear?
Good night, Eliza, you never daughter. You see, ladies, I told you not to go home. It's just faith, hope, and a little bit of luck. The Lord above gave man all of iron, so he could do his job and never sack.
The Lord above gave man an arm of iron, but with a little bit of luck, with a little bit of luck,
Someone else should do the blanking work.
with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit of luck, you'll never work. You can walk the straight and narrow, but with a little bit of luck, you run amok.
The Lord above made man to help his neighbor, no matter where on land or sea or foam. The Lord above made man to help his neighbor,
But with a little bit of luck, with a little bit of luck,
when he comes around, you won't be home.
with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit of luck, you won't be home.
Well, there is throwing goodness at you, but with a little bit of luck, a man can duck. Oh, it's a crime for a man to go philandering, to fill his wife's poor heart with grief and doubt. Oh, it's a crime for a man to go philandering, but
With a little bit of luck, with a little bit of luck,
you can see the bloodhound round find out.
with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit of luck, she won't find out. With a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit of blooming light. I say, Higgins, can we turn on the lights?
Nonsense. You hear much better in the dark.
Oh, yes, but it's quite a fearful strain listening to all these vowel sounds. I'm quite enough for the afternoon.
Yes, Mrs. Pierce, what is it?
A young woman wants to see you, sir.
Oh, a young woman? What does she want? Has she an interesting accent?
Oh, something dreadful, sir.
Hey, well, let's have her up. Send her up, Mrs. Pierce.
Very well, sir. It's for you to say.
This is a bit of luck. I'll show you how I make records.
Do, sir.
This is the young woman, sir.
Oh, no. This is the girl I jotted down last night. She's of no use to me. I have all the records I want from the Listen Grove lingo. I'm not going to waste another cylinder on it. Be off with you, I don't want you.
Don't you be so saucy. You ain't heard what I come for yet. Did you tell him I come in a taxi?
Nonsense, girl. What do you think a gentleman like Mr. Higgins cares that you came in?
Oh, we all proud. He ain't above giving lessons, not hear my Adam say so. Well, if my money's not good enough, I can go elsewhere.
Good enough for what?
Good enough for you. Now you know, don't you? I've come to have lessons I have and to pay for them too, make no mistake.
Well, what did you expect me to say?
If you was a gentleman, you might ask me to sit down, I think.
Well, Pickering, shall we ask this baggage to sit down, or shall we throw her out the window?
Hey, I won't be called a baggage when I've offered to pay like any lady.
But what is it you want?
I want to be a lady in a flower shop instead of selling flowers at the corner of Tottenham Court Road. But they won't take me unless I can talk more genteel. He said he could teach me. Well, here I am, ready to pay, not asking any favours, and he treats me as if I was dirt.
How much?
Well, I thought you'd come off it a bit when you saw a chance of getting back a bit of what you chucked at me last night. You'd had a drop in, hadn't ya?
Sit down.
Well, if you're going to make a compliment of it.
Sit down.
What is your name, my girl?
Eliza Doolittle.
And then why don't you sit down, Mr. Listen?
Oh, I don't mind if I do.
How much do you propose to pay me for the lessons?
Oh, I know what's right. A lady friend of mine gets French lessons for 18 pence an hour from a real French gentleman. Now, you wouldn't have the face to ask me the same for teaching me my own language as you would for French. So, I won't give more than a shilling. Take it or leave it.
You know, Pickering, if you consider a shilling, not as a simple shilling, but as a percentage of this girl's income, it comes down to fully equivalent of 60 to 70 pounds away from a millionaire. By George, it's the greatest stuff I've ever had.
60 pounds? What are you talking about? I never offered you 60 pounds. Where would I
Hold
get
your
it?
tongue.
But I ain't got 60 pounds.
Don't cry, you silly girl. Sit down. Nobody's going to touch your money.
If somebody is going to touch you with a broomstick if you don't stop that snivelling, now sit down.
Oh, one would think you was my father.
If I decide to teach you, I will be worse than two fathers to you. Here.
What's this for?
To wipe your eyes, to wipe any part of your face that feels moist. Remember, this is your sleeve and this is your handkerchief. Don't confuse one for the other if you wish to become a lady in a shop.
You know, Higgins, I'm interested. What of your boast that you could pass her off as a duchess at the embassy ball? I'll say you're the greatest teacher alive if you can make that good. Albert, all the expenses of the experiment, you can't do it. I'll even pay for the lessons.
Oh, you're real good, Captain, thank you.
Oh, it's almost irresistible. She's so deliciously low, so horribly dirty.
I ain't dirty. I washed my face and hands before I come, I did.
I'll take it. I'll make a duchess out of this draggle-tailed gutter snipe.
Oh,
I'll start today. Now, this moment. Mrs. Pierce, take her away and clean her. Sandpaper if it won't come off any other way. Is there a good fire in the kitchen?
Yes, but...
Take off all her clothes and burn them. Ring up and order some new ones. Wrap her in brown paper till they come.
You're no gentleman to talk of such things. I've had enough of this, so I'm going.
Eliza, have a chocolate.
How do I know what might be in them? I've heard of girls being drugged by the likes of you.
Well, a pledge of good faith, Eliza. Look, I'll eat one half. Now do it the other. You shall have boxes of them, barrels of them. You shall live on them, eh?
I want to evade it, only I'm too ladylike to take it out of my mouth.
But think of the chocolates, and the taxis, and the gold and the diamonds.
No! I don't want no gold and diamonds. I'm a good girl, I am.
Now, excuse me, Higgins, but I really must interfere. But if this girl is to put herself in your hands for 6 months for an experiment in teaching, she must thoroughly know what she's doing for.
Yes, quite right, Pickering. Eliza, you are to stay here for the next 6 months, learning to speak beautifully, like a lady in a florist's shop. If you're good, do whatever you're told, you'll have lots to eat, and money to buy chocolates and take rides in taxis. At the end of 6 months, you are to go to Buckingham Palace in a carriage beautifully dressed. If the king finds out that you are not a lady, you will be taken to the Tower of London, where your head will be cut off as a message to all the other presumptuous flower girls. If you are not found out, you shall start life as a lady in a shop. If you refuse this offer, you will be the most ungrateful, wicked girl, and the angels will weep for you. Now, are you satisfied, Pickering? Could I put it more fairly or plainly, Mrs. Pierce?
Come with me, Eliza.
Thank you, Mrs. Pierce.
You're no gentleman, you're not.
I won't stay here if I don't like.
Don't answer back, girl. If I didn't know what I was getting myself in for, I would have never come up here. I've always been a good girl, I have, and I won't be put upon.
In 6 months, and 3 if she's a good ear and a quick tongue, I'll take her anywhere and pass off as anything. I'll make a queen out of that barbarous wretch.
Now, Higgins, forgive the bluntness, but if I am to be in this business, I shall feel responsible for the girl. It should be clearly understood that no advantage is to be taken on her visit.
What? That thing? Sacred,
Oh,
I
no.
assure you.
Come, Higgins, you know what I mean. Be reasonable. This is no trifling matter. Are you a man of good character where women are concerned?
Have you ever met a man of good character where women are concerned?
Oh, yes, very frequently, in fact.
Well, I haven't. I find that the moment that I let a woman make friends with me, she becomes jealous, suspicious, exacting, and a damn nuisance. And I find that the moment that I let myself make friends with a woman, I become selfish and tyrannical. So here I am, a confirmed old bachelor, and likely to remain so. After all, Pickering, I'm an ordinary man who desires nothing more than just an ordinary chance to live exactly as he likes and do precisely what he wants. An average man am I, of philosophic joys, who likes to meditate, contemplate, free from humanity's mad and human noise. But just a very gentle man. But let a woman in your life, and your serenity is through. She'll redecorate your home from the cellar to the dome, then get on with the enthralling fun of overhauling you. Oh, let a woman in your life, and you are up against a wall. Make a plan and you will find she has something else in mind, and so rather than either, you do something else that neither likes at all. You want to talk of Keats or Milton, she only wants to talk of love. You go to see a play or ballet and spend it searching for her glove. Oh, let a woman in your life, and you invite eternal strife. Let them buy their wedding bands for those anxious little hands. I'd be equally as willing for a danceress to be drilling than to ever let a woman in my life. Well, I'm a very gentle man, even-tempered and good-natured, whom you never hear complain, who has the milk of human kindness by the quart in every vein. A patient man am I, down to his fingertips, the sort who never could, ever would, let an insulting remark escape his lips. Just a very gentle man. But let a woman in your life, and patience hasn't got a chance. She will beg you for advice, your reply will be concise, then she'll listen very nicely and go out and do precisely what she wants. You were a man of grace and polish, who never spoke above a hush. All at once you're using language that would make a sailor blush. Oh, let a woman in your life, and you're plunging in a knife. Let the others of my sex tie the knot around their necks. I'd prefer a new edition of the Spanish Inquisition than to ever let a woman in
my life.
I'm a quiet living man.
Who prefers to spend his evenings in the silence of his room? Who likes an atmosphere as restful as an undiscovered tomb? A pensive man am I, of philosophic joys, who likes to meditate, contemplate, free from humanity's mad and human noise.
Just a quiet living man.
But let a woman in your life, and your sabbaticals through. In a line that never ends, come an army of her friends, come to chatter and to jabber and to tell her what the matter is with you. She'll have a booming, boisterous family who will descend on you en masse. She'll have a large Wagnerian mother with a voice that shatters glass. So let a woman in your life, let a woman in your life. I shall never let a woman in my life.
How'd you like that? Not his day very indicated.
Out you go, Alfie Doolittle. On a double, on a double.
Thanks for your hospitality, George. Send the bill.
Yes, I know. Send a bill to Buckingham Palace.
You can buy her and drinks now if you give it all fun of the butter you have.
What sort of butter?
Your doctor is wiser. Every lucky man out to do it all.
What are you talking about? What about Elijah?
He don't know. My father, he don't even know. Moved in with the swearing wiser has. Left her in a taxi all by herself. Smart as paint and ain't been aimed for 3 days. Then I get a message from her this morning. Took her things in her 27 I Wimpole Street. Prepare a Professor A. All the things that she wants, a birdcage and a Chinese fan. But she says never mind about sending any clothes.
And always knew Elijah had a career in front of her. Abigail, we're having a booze up. The sun is shining out from Pay Doolittle.
Mr. Higgins, you simply cannot go on working the girl this way, making her say her alphabet over and over, from sun up to sundown, even during meals. When will it stop?
When she does it properly, of course. That's all, Mrs. Pearce.
No, sir, the mail.
Pay the bills and say no to the invitations. Is that all?
No, sir. There's another letter from that American millionaire, Ezra D. Wallingford. He still wants you to lecture for his Moral Reform League.
Throw it away.
It's the third letter he's written you, sir. You should at least answer it.
All right. Leave it on the desk. I'll get to it.
Excuse me, sir. There's a dustman downstairs, Alfred P. Doolittle. He says you have his daughter here.
You are say, oh my, it's dark.
Send the blackguard up.
Yes, sir.
He may not be a blackguard, Higgins.
Nonsense. Of course he's a blackguard.
Well, whether he is or not, we shall have some trouble with him, yes.
Oh, no, I think not. If there's any trouble to be had, he shall have it with me, not I with him.
Dude.
Doolittle, sir.
Professor Higgins?
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, Governor. I come about a very serious matter, Governor.
Born in Hounslow, mother Welsh. What do you want, Doolittle?
I want me daughter, that's what I want, say.
Of course you do. You're her father, aren't you? I'm glad to see you still have some spark of family feeling left. She's upstairs here. Take her away at once.
What?
Take her away? Do you suppose I'm going to keep your daughter for you?
Now you look here, Governor. Is this reasonable? Is it fair to take advantage of a man like this? The girl belongs to me. You got her. Where do I come in?
How dare you come here and attempt to blackmail me? You sent her here on purpose.
Now don't take a man up like that, Governor.
The police shall take you up. This is a plant. A plot to extort money by threats. I shall telephone the police.
Have I asked for a brass farthing? I'll leave it to this gentleman here. Have I said a word about money?
Well, what else did you come for then?
What else would a bloke come for? Be human, governor.
Pickering, this chap's a sort of natural gift of rhetoric. So the rhythm of his native wood notes wild. I'm willing to tell ya, I'm wanting to tell ya, I'm waiting to tell ya, well, that's the way it's straining him. How did you know she was here if she didn't send her?
She's came back for the luggage and I got to hear about it. She said she didn't want no clothes. What was I to think of that, governor? I excused the period. What was I to think?
So you came to save her from worse than death, eh?
Just so, governor, that's right.
Very well. Mrs. Peart! Eliza's father has come to take her away. Give her to him.
Now wait you a minute, governor. Wait a minute. You and me is men of the world, ain't we?
Oh, men of the world, are we? Mrs. Pierce, you better go.
I think so indeed, sir.
Governor, I started to take a sort of fancy to you. And if you want the girl, I'm not so set on having her back home again. But what I might be open to is an arrangement. All I ask is me rights as a father, and you're the last man alive I expected to let it go for nothing. For I can see you're of the straight sort, governor. Well, what's a £5 banknote to you? And what's Eliza to me?
Now I think you ought to know, Doolittle, that Mr. Higgins' intentions are entirely honourable.
Pickering, if we were to take this chap in hand for 6 months, he could have us pick between a cabinet seat and a popular pulpit in Wales. I suppose we give him a fiver.
Him? Oh, he'll make bad use of him, I'm afraid. Oh, my.
So help me, governor, I won't. Just one good speed from myself and the missus, giving pleasures to ourselves and employment to others, and satisfaction for you to know it ain't bent down to I. You couldn't spend your better.
This is almost irresistible. Oh, damn, let's give him 10.
No, the missus won't have the art to spend 10. £10 is a lot of money, governor.
Oh, I'd rather draw the line at encouraging this sort of immorality. Oh, Doolittle, why don't you marry that missus of yours? After all, marriage isn't so frightening. You married Eliza's mother, of course.
Who told you that, governor?
Nobody told me, but I can just conclude it naturally.
Pickering, if we talk to this chap another minute, we shall have no convictions left. £5, I think you said.
Thank you.
I won't. Oh,
Beg pardon, miss.
yeah, what are you doing here?
Blimey, it's Eliza. I never thought she'd clean up so good looking like. She does me credit, don't she?
What did you come for?
Oh, you shut your mouth. Don't give this man none of your lip. She gives you any trouble, gentlemen. Just a few licks of the strong. That's the way to improve her mind. Morning, gentlemen. Cheerio, Eliza.
Well, there's a man for you. A philosophical genius of the first water. Mrs. Pierce. Write to Mr. Ezra Wallingford and tell him that if he wants a lecturer, to get in touch with Mr. Alfred P. Doolittle. A common dustman, but one of the most original moralists in England.
Here, what did he come for?
Say your vowels.
I know my vowels. I knew them before I came.
If you know them, say them.
I, E, I, O, U.
No, stop. Say A, E, I, O, U.
That's what I said. I've been saying them for 3 days and I won't say them no more.
I know it's difficult, Miss Doolittle, but just try to
No
understand.
use explaining, Pickering. As a military man, you ought to know that drilling is what she needs. Better leave her to herself, or she'll start telling to you for sympathy.
If you insist, but just have some patience with her, Higgins.
Well, yes, of course. Eliza, say A.
You ain't got no heart, you ain't.
A.
I,
A.
I,
A.
I,
A.
I,
A.
I,
Say A.
I,
A.
I.
Eliza, I promise you that by the end of this night you will pronounce your vowels correctly, or there'll be no breakfast, no lunch, no dinner, and no chocolates.
Just you wait, Henry Higgins, just you wait. You'll be sorry, but your tears will be too late. You'll be broke and I'll have money. Will I help you? Don't be funny. Just you wait, Henry Higgins, just you wait. Just you wait, Henry Higgins, till you're ho, 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 Henry Higgins, just you wait. Ooh, Henry Higgins, just you wait until we're swimming in the sea. Ooh, Henry Higgins, and you get a cramp a little ways from here. When you yell you're gonna drown, I'll get dressed and go to town. Oh ho ho, Henry Higgins, oh ho ho, Henry Higgins, just you wait. One day I'll be famous, I'll be proper and prim, go to St. James so often I will call it St. Jim. One evening the king will say, oh Liza, old thing, I want all of England your prizes to sing. Next week on the 20th of May, I proclaim Liza Doolittle Day. All the people will celebrate the glory of you, and whatever you wish and want, I gladly will do. Thanks a lot, King, says I, in a manner well bred, but all I want is Henry Higgins' head. Done, says the king with a stroke. Card, run and bring in the bloke. Then they'll march you, Henry Higgins, to the wall. And the king will tell me, Liza, sound the call. As they raise their rifles, I'll shout, ready, aim, fire! Oh ho ho, Henry Higgins, down to go. Henry Higgins, just you wait. The Rhine in spine stays mainly in the plain.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
Didn't I say that?
No, you didn't say that. You didn't even say that. Eliza, every night before you go to bed, where you used to say your prayers, I want you to repeat, the rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain 50 times. You will get much further with the Lord if you learn not to offend his ears. Now for your H's. Pickering, this is going to be ghastly.
Control yourself, Higgins. Give the girl a chance.
Well, of course, no one expects her to get it right the first time. You see these flames? Every time you pronounce your H properly, the flame will waver. Every time you drop your H, the flame will remain stationary. That's how you know you've done it correctly. In time, your ear will learn to hear the difference. Now listen. In Hertford, Harrisford, and Hampshire, hurricanes hardly ever happen. Now repeat. In Hertford, Harrisford, and Hampshire, hurricanes hardly ever happen.
In Oxford, Harrisford, and Hampshire, hurricanes hardly ever happen.
No idea at all, you know.
Do you want me to do it over?
God, no. No. Well, better luck with the next one. Yeah, try this. Come here, actually. We'll do this one more time just to make sure you get it. We'll start with the basics. Try ha, 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 ha.
Ha, 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 ha.
Go on, go on.
Ha, 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 ha.
Professor Higgins. Oh, Professor Higgins. Night and day he stares away. Oh, Professor Higgins. All day long on his feet, up and down until he's not
to let me come.
How kind of you to let me come.
How kind of you to let me
No,
come.
how kind of you to let me come. It's like a cup of tea. Say cup of tea.
A cup of tea.
No. Cup of tea.
A cup of
This
tea.
is awfully good cake. I wonder what Mrs. Pierce gets.
First rate. The tarts are delicious. Have you tried the prime cocoa?
Now try it again.
Have you tried
No,
the
Pickering. Eliza.
Oh.
Cup of tea.
A cup of tea.
No. Push your tongue to the front of your mouth until it squeezes against the top of your lower teeth. Now say cup.
Cup
Now say of.
of.
Now say cup.
Cup, 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 cup.
Of.
Of.
Cup, of.
Cup, cup.
Yum, by Jove, that was a glorious tart. Higgins, finish the rest. I couldn't eat another thing of mine.
No, I wouldn't, old chap, really.
It's a shame to waste it.
Oh, it won't go to waste. I know someone who's immensely fond of strawberry tarts.
Oh, my.
Cup.
Professor Higgins, on he plods against all odds of war. Professor Higgins, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., on through midnight every night. 1 a.m., 2 a.m.,
4, 5, 6 marbles. There we are. Now I want you to repeat this as if the marbles were not in your mouth. With blackest moss, the flower pots were thickly crusted, one and all. Each word as clear as a bell.
With blackish moss, the flower pot, with thickly I
I say,
can't.
Higgins, are those pebbles really necessary? Oh, my.
If they were necessary for Demosthenes, they're necessary for Eliza Doolittle. Now try it again.
With blackish moss, the flower pot, with thickly
Oh, I say, Higgins, perhaps the poem is just too difficult for the girl. I want to try a simple one, like the owl and the pussycat. That's a damn fine poem.
Pickering, I cannot hear the girl! Oh, what's the matter? Why did you stop?
I've swallowed one.
Oh, well, no matter. I've plenty more. Open your mouth. 1, 2.
Quit, Professor Higgins. Quit, Professor Higgins. Here be your payday. We will quit, Professor Higgins. Pay not I, oh not thou. Pounding in our praise. Pay not I, oh not thou. Don't say rhyme, say rain.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
I can't. I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
Be reasonable.
Of course, Pickering, I'm always reasonable. Eliza, if I can go on with a blistering headache, you can too.
I have headache too.
Well, here.
Oh,
Eliza, I know you're tired. I know your headaches. I know your nerves as raw as meat in a butcher's window. But think about what you're trying to accomplish. The majesty and grandeur of the English language. Well, it's the greatest possession we have. The noblest settlements that ever flowed in the hearts of men are contained in its imaginatory, extraordinary and musical mixtures of sounds. That's what you set yourself to conquer, Eliza, and conquer it you will. Now try it again.
the rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
What was that?
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
Again.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
I think she's got it. I think she's got it.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain.
By George, she's got it. By George, she's got it. Now once again, where does it rain?
On the plain, on the plain.
And where's that soggy plain?
In Spain, in Spain.
The rain in Spain
Spain, stay safely in the plain. Darling, in Spain, stay safely in the plain. In Hertford, Hereford, and Hampshire,
Hurricanes hardly happen.
how kind of you to let me come.
How kind of you to let me come.
Now once again, but does it rain?
On the plain,
And where's the blasted plane?
in Spain, in Spain.
darling, in Spain, stay safely in the plain. Darling, in Spain, stay safely in the plain.
Pickering, we're making fine progress. I think the time has come to try her out.
Are you feeling all right, Mr. Higgins?
Oh, wonderful. And you, Mrs. Pierce?
Very well, sir. Thank you.
Oh, splendid. Let's take her out in public and see how she fares.
Mr. Higgins, I was awakened by a dreadful pounding. Do you know what it might have been?
Pounding? I heard now pounding. Did you, Pickering?
Pounding no.
Mrs. Pierce, if this continues, I suggest you see a doctor. Oh, I know, we'll take her to the races.
Oh my, the races?
Oh, yes, my mother's box at our school.
Oh, well, you'll consult your mother first, of course.
Oh, yes, of course. No, we'll surprise her. Yes. We'll get her a gown first thing in the morning. Eliza, continue on with your work.
But, sir, it's early in the morning.
Well, what better time to do work than early in the morning? Where does one go for a lady's gown?
Oh, Widley's, of course.
How do you know that?
Common knowledge.
Is it? Either way, we mustn't get something too extravagant. Something simple and elegant is what's called for.
What do you think?
Perhaps with a sash.
Sash, maybe?
Yes,
Oh,
of course.
yes.
Quite well.
You've all been working much too hard. I think the strain is beginning to show. Eliza, I don't care what Mr. Higgins says. You must put down your books and go to bed.
Bed, I couldn't go to bed. My head's too light to try to set down. Sleep, I couldn't sleep tonight. Not for all the jewels in the crown. I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night. And still have begged for more. I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I've never done before. I'll never know what made it so exciting. All at once my heart took flight. I only know when he begun to dance with me, I could have danced all night.
It's after 3 now. Don't you agree now? She ought to be in bed.
I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night. And still have begged for more. I could have spread my wings and done 1,000 things I've never done before. I'll never know what made it so
say that my son is coming to Ascot today?
Yes, he is, Mrs. Higgins. As a matter of fact, he's here. Yes.
What a disagreeable surprise. Why, Ascot is usually the one place I can go to with my friends and not run the risk of seeing my son Henry. Oh, whenever my friends meet him, I never see them again.
But he had to, Mrs. Higgins. You see, he's taken the girl to the annual embassy ball, and he wanted to try her out first.
I beg your pardon?
You know the embassy ball called?
Yes, I know the ball, but what girl?
Didn't I mention that?
No,
Yeah,
you
wait.
did not.
Quite temporarily. One night I went to Covent Garden to hear my favourite opera, Aida, and as I was coming out, well, incidentally, they didn't do Aida. No, they did Gotterdammerung. I'd never heard Gotterdammerung before. By George, that's a racket one. Now, this one tenor chap here...
Wait, Colonel, what about the girl?
Yes. As I was coming out, I met your son, Henry, who in turn met Miss Doolittle, who now lives with Henry.
Lives with him?
Oh, why?
Is it a love affair?
Oh, heavens no, she's a flower girl. He picked her up off the curb.
A flower girl?
Oh, yes. Higgins said to me, "Oh, Pickering, you see this girl? In 6 months, I can make a duchess of her." "Nonsense," I said. He came right back with, "Yes, I can." "All right," I said. "I'll make a bet with you you can't." And I did. And he is, yes.
The horses are leaving the paddock.
Oh, I must go fetch him, Mrs. Higgins.
Wait, Colonel. Am I to understand that my son is bringing a common flower girl from Covent Garden to Ascot?
Yes, Mrs. Higgins, that's it precisely. Jolly good, Mrs. Higgins, jolly good.
Charles, you'd better stay close to the car. I may be leaving abruptly.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know where the devil they could... Oh, darling, have you seen Pickering? You do look nice.
I spoke with the Colonel, dear, and I'm most provoked. He told me you brought a common flower girl to my box.
Hey, darling, you'll be all right. I've taught her to speak properly, and she has strict instructions as to her behavior. She's to keep to 2 subjects, the weather and everybody's health. Sort of a fine day and how do you do, and not let herself go on things in general. You'll be safe, darling, if you help her along.
Safe? To talk about our health in the middle of a race?
Well, she's got to talk about something.
Oh, Henry, you're not even dressed for
I
escort.
changed my shirt. My mother.
Where is the girl now?
Being pinned. Some of the clothes we've bought for her didn't quite fit. I told Pickering we should have taken her with us, yes.
Well, you're a pretty pair of babies playing with your live doll. Ah, Mrs. Ainsford Hill.
Damn, all these people with you.
Mrs. Higgins, is this your celebrated son?
I'm sorry to say my celebrated son has no manners. He may be the life and soul of the Royal Society soirees, but he's rather trying on more commonplace occasions.
Ah,
Ah, Colonel Pickering, you're just in time for tea.
Thank you, Mrs. Higgins. May I introduce Miss Eliza Doolittle?
My dear Miss Doolittle.
How kind of you to let me come.
Delighted. Mrs. Ainsford Hill, Miss Doolittle, and Freddie Ainsford Hill.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Miss Doolittle.
Good afternoon, Professor Higgins.
The first race was very exciting, Miss Doolittle. I'm so sorry you missed it.
Will it rain, do you think?
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain, but in Hartford, Harrisford, and Hampshire, hurricanes hardly ever happen.
How awfully funny.
What is wrong with that, young man? I bet I got it right.
Smashing.
I do hope there aren't any unseasonably cold spells. They bring on so much influenza, and our whole family is susceptible to it.
My aunt died of influenza, so they said, but it's my belief that they done the old woman in. Excuse you.
Done her in?
Yes, Lord love you. Why should she die of influenza when she came through diphtheria right enough the year before? Fairly blue with it she was, but my father, he kept ladling gin down her throat. Oh. Then she came to so sudden that she bit the ball off the spoon.
Dear me.
Now, what call would a woman with that strength and have to die of influenza? And what became of her new straw hat that should have come to me? Somebody pinched it. And as I say, them as pinched it, done her in.
Done her in? Done her in, did you say?
Oh, it's the new small talk. To do someone in means to kill them.
But you surely don't believe your aunt was killed?
Oh, do I not? Them she lived with would have her killed for a hat pin, let alone a hat.
But it couldn't have been right. Her own father's for spirits down her throat like that. It could have killed her.
Oh, not her. Gin was mother's milk to her. Besides, he's poured enough down his own throat that he knew the good of it.
Do you mean to say that he drank?
My word, something chronic. Here, what are you laughing at?
It's the new small talk. You do it so awfully well.
Well, if I was doing it proper, then what was you laughing at? Have I said anything I oughtn't?
No, not at all.
That's a mercy, anyhow. Anyways, what I always say is...
Prepare for the next race. Come, my dear.
I have a bet on number 7. I would be so ever happy for you to take it. You'll enjoy the race ever so much more.
That's very kind.
His name is Dover.
Ah.
To run. Now they're holding steady, they are ready for it. Look, it has begun.
Come on, Dover. Come on, Dover.
officer I know is Wimpole Street, but could you tell me where 27A is?
Right over there, sir.
Thank you. Are those for sale?
Yes, sir. I shouldn't.
There you are.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Isn't it a heavenly day? When she mentioned how her aunt bit off the spoon, she completely done me in, and my heart went on a journey to the moon. When she told about her father and the gin, and I never saw a more enchanting farce than the moment when she shouted, "Move your bloomin' arse!"
Yes, sir!
Is Miss Doolittle at home?
Whom shall I say is calling?
Freddie Eynsford Hill. If she does not remember me, tell her I'm the chap who was sniggering at her.
Yes, sir.
And would you give her this?
Yes, sir.
You needn't rush. I want to drink in the street where she lives.
Yes, sir.
I have often walked down the street before, but the pavement always stayed beneath my feet before. All at once am I several stories high, knowing I'm on the street where you live. Are there lilac trees in the heart of town? Can you hear a lark in any other part of town? Does enchantment pour out of every door? No, it's just on the street where you live. And oh, the towering feeling, just to know somehow you are near. The overpowering feeling that any second you may suddenly appear. People stop and stare, they don't bother me, for there's nowhere else on earth that I would rather be. Let the time go by, I won't care if I can be here on the street where you live.
Mr. Arnsford Hill,
Yes?
I'm terribly sorry, sir. Miss Doolittle says she doesn't want to see anyone ever again.
But why? She was magnificent.
Magnificent. Do you have the right address,
Of
sir?
course, tell her I'll wait.
But it might be days, sir, even weeks.
But don't you see? I'll be happier here. People stop and stare, they don't bother me, for there's nowhere else on earth that I would rather be. Let the time go by, I won't care if I can be here on the street where you live.
Higgins, if there's any mishap at the embassy tonight, if Miss Doolittle suffers any embarrassment or whatever, it's on your head alone. I've been begging you to call this experiment ever since I escorted him.
Eliza can do anything.
Oh, yes, but suppose she's discovered. Suppose she makes another ghastly mistake.
Well, there'll be no horses at the ball,
Yes, but
Pickering.
think how agonizing it would be. God, if anything happens tonight, I don't know what I would do.
You could always rejoin your regiment.
Higgins, this is no time for flippancy. The way you've driven the girl these past 6 weeks has surpassed the bounds of any common... For God's sake, Higgins, stop pacing up and down. Can't you settle someplace? Oh.
Well, have some port. It will quieten your nerves.
I'm not nervous. Where is it?
On the shelf.
The car is here, sir.
Thank you, Mrs. Pierce. Have you been helping Eliza?
Yes, sir.
Oh, help her indeed. How about that damn gown doesn't fit? Told you about those French designers. Should have gone to a good English store where you knew everybody was on our side. Here, have some port.
No, thank you.
Oh, but it will quite in your nerves, Higgins, yeah.
No, thank you.
Higgins, do you suppose she'll retain all you've hammered into her?
We shall see.
And if she doesn't?
Well, then I lose my bet.
You know what I can't stand about you, Higgins? It's your confounded complacency. In a moment like this, with so much at stake, it's utterly indecent you don't need a little port. What of the girl? You act as if she doesn't matter at all.
Oh, rubbish, Pickering. Of course she matters. What could matter more than to take a human being and change her into a different human being by creating a new speech for her? Why, it's filling up the deepest gulf that separates class from class, and soul from soul she matters immensely.
Miss Doolittle, you're beautiful.
Thank you, Colonel.
Don't you think so, Higgins?
Well, yes, not bad at all.
By the first hurdle, the ambassador's wife was completely captivated.
Oh, I know. I've heard several people asking who she is. Do tell me what happened.
But Higgins said, may I introduce Miss Eliza Doolittle? Madam Ambassador said, oh, how do you do? Oh, Eliza came right back with, how do you do?
Is that all?
Oh, no, when it was my turn, Madam Ambassador asked me, Colonel Pickering, who is this captivating creature with Professor Higgins?
And what did you say?
Well, I must admit, I was stopped for a moment, but I collected myself. I said, Eliza Doolittle.
That was quick thinking,
Why,
Colonel.
thank you, Mrs. Higgins. Do you suppose she'll make it, Miss Higgins?
Oh, I hope so. I've grown terribly fond of that girl.
Ah, maestro!
Oh.
Maestro!
Oh,
You remember me?
no, I don't. Who the devil are you?
I'm your pupil, your first, your best and greatest pupil. I'm Zoltan Karpathy, that marvelous boy. You teach me phonetics, you not forget me.
Why don't you shave?
I have not your posing figure, your appearance, your brow. No one notice me when I shave.
What are these odd coins you have?
Decorations for language. The Queen of Transylvania is here this evening, and I am indispensable to her at these international parties. I speak 32 languages. I know everyone in Europe. No imposter escaped my detection. And now, Professor, you must introduce me to your lady. She fascinates everyone, not since Miss Lancher came to London.
His Excellency, Dr. Themistocles Stefania.
Ha! This so-called Greek diplomat pretends he cannot speak English, but he does not deceive me. He is the son of a Yorkshire watchmaker. He speaks English so villainously that he dare not utter a word without betraying his origin. And now, Professor, remember, I look forward to meeting your lady.
Say!
Where's Eliza?
Upstairs. Last minute's adjustment.
No, let's not risk it. Let's collect her and leave immediately, yes?
Henry, do you think it is wise to stay?
Stay? Why not?
Ah, Professor, you must introduce me.